go to that shared folder where dataset is available. Pranay will show you how to access the dataset.
Achha, the dataset is like this. I don't know how many of you are able to access the dataset, but this is the dataset. I don't think you have access. There you go. Access means what? No. They are able to do it in program, not directly. You do pandas.read and then you are doing it. But what the dataset looks like is, these are the fields. What is BMI? If body mass index is high, should it be insured for a lower amount or higher amount? If BMI is higher, his insurance amount will be lower or lesser? Lower or higher? Higher. If you are very fat, your BMI is more, your insurance will go up, no? So that is why BMI is important. Age is obviously important, gender is important. How many children? How does children affect insurance? Good. Payment capacity. Plus, payment capacity is important. If he has more children, he will be more careful. So his insurance will be lower or higher? Higher. His premium will be lower, no? Because he will be more careful. I am talking about premium. Premium means how much you have to pay per month for a given amount. That is called premium. Higher. If you smoke, you are supposed to die very early. Right? Then region.
They are able to access it.
Should it matter? Yes. Yes, no? For example, people who stay in Himachal, they live longer because they are used to mountains. A person who spends more, his premium policy can also be more, and because he can pay more premium, his ability to pay. Right? So those are the fields.
Able to see this data set? Yes or no? Okay. So out of these features, what would be your output variable? Expenses. Okay. So you are trying to predict the expenses variable based on what? Based on the remaining features, which are age, BMI, children, smoker and region. Is that clear, everybody? Okay. So did you all finish step 1? Yes or no? So which libraries did you import?
Showing that the path is not found.
NumPy, Pandas, sklearn. Why are you using sklearn? For pre-processing and libraries. Train, test, split. Okay. So once you are done with step 1, what is step 2? So we are able to see the data set now. We are supposed to give our x and y, input and output variables. Please proceed with that.
Pandas dot drop, and we have to give the
కొంతమందికి షేర్డ్ ఫోల్డర్ యాక్సెస్ కి ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది.
So that column gets dropped. Why are you dropping that column?
కొంతమందికి
Expenses column is the target, and the rest of the data I am not worried. The rest of the data are the features, and target is my expenses. So I have to drop that column from my X. Do you know how to convert into from Pandas data frame to NumPy? What do?
Array.
You have to bring it into a NumPy array, no? Data is available in a frame. You have dropped one column. But how do you bring it to NumPy? What do you use? NumPy.array of. What is easier? Sorry? Reshape, no. Reshape is something else. Reshape, why do you want to use reshape here? You want to convert it from a pandas array into NumPy array. What do you use? Dot values. You will get, see, you have it as NumPy array. Sorry, you have it as a pandas frame.
Data frame.
If you just say dot values, whatever. You get it from pandas.
अच्छा अच्छा कॉपी पेस्ट చేస్తే అయిపోతుంది
So you'll have a numpy array of all
సంగతి
features. Correct? Then you have to take y. Y is the expenses. You have to take that column from pandas and convert that also numpy array by saying dot values. See, think of every step very carefully.
Yeah, is there any problem with dropping the column? Anybody? Did you all finish this x and y? Let me see.
Yeah, Asha, just hold on.
Yes, sir.
In the data set, everyone is typing wrong URL. Means the wrong location of the data set. It's not D12, it is DL. Can you just, Pranay, can you just scroll up to the data set there? So that is DL2. It's not D12. Most of you type the wrong way because copy paste behavior we have disabled. So while typing it, type it what is exactly given. Of course it's confusing, but it's DL. Always our data set folder is DL. Next time going forward, please keep it in mind. Okay?
Why are we giving access one there?
And second, when you are executing, please comment out the line is not implemented.
If you want to delete a row, what do we do?
Because that is deliberately given. If you are not using, you will see what error it is. So when you have added your code, ensure that you comment that line. Yes. Now, how many of you are able to run the first cell with your dataset frame? Very good. How many of you not? Not. Okay, very good.
Nana, if you have issue, please come here. There's a problem with your laptop, I guess. Come and sit here. We'll help you out.
Okay. Yeah, Asha, go ahead. The next step.
Yeah. So did you finish reading the data set and dividing the data set into x and y? Any issues with dropping the columns? Okay. So did you pass the parameter axis when you are dropping? Yes or no? So axis is equal to what? 1. Why are we taking axis is equal to 1? Because we are dropping column. If you want to drop any row, what do we do? Axis is equal to? Okay. So is there any problem with step 2? Splitting the data set into x and y? Shall we proceed further? Yes or no? So we'll do some pre-processing here. So what is the pre-processing that you're supposed to do for this data set? Yes, standardize the features. Why do we have to standardize the features? What is the need for this step? Why? Why am I using this? Splitting the train data, that is fine. Why do we have to go for standardizing the features? To normalize the values in the data, correct. Okay. So, please carry on with this.
Regarding
Regression
standardization,
model.
it's a very important step. See, there are several features that you saw. One was age, one was gender, one was whatever. Now, I don't know whether standardization is the right step. Right now we are doing it. But with numerical data, what do you think standardization does? Let's take some column. Let's take BMI as a column. What do you think standardization version of BMI will do? Right? Can we see the data set again?
Data set.
Data set of such. So let's take age. Let's forget BMI. Let's take age. After we do standardization on age using your standard scaler, what will it do and why will it do that? How will age look? How will the age column look like? please understand every line, everything that you are doing, just don't do it by rote. That is very stupid. AI is a different world and you need to go very gingerly, very carefully into this world. The reason I do standardization is very simple. See, you have data, like if you see age, it has one particular range of data. Then if you see, let's say region or children, let's look at children. It has yet another type of data. Now children, normally what will be the range? 150 crore, but generally what will be age? Sorry.
Children.
Never have children.
It will be 0, 1, 2, that's it. Or 3 max. If it's more than 3, well, it is possible that it is there, but normal range of values definitely will be 0 to 3. Normal range of values, correct? And what will be age? Age can go up to 100, whatever the age, or 90 or 80. So, even though they are very simple, not very wide, but still they are in a different category. So, these are two features. One is very low range, the other is slightly higher range. Now, there may be another field, just for the sake of comparison. I know expenses is a Y column, but if you see the range of expenses, that is again very different, correct? Now, of course, expenses is out of our window because we have it as a target. So you may have multiple features. These are called features, by the way. Age, sex, BMI, children, smoker, region. These are all called features. Now all the features, if they are wildly changing with respect to each other, if they are in completely different range, what happens during training is certain features start dominating. For example, if you just look at this example, this data, what will happen? That age will start dominating children. Why? Because I am of a higher numerical order than children. And if you take some other field like expenses, it will dominate all the features. So a feature, by its very range, if it is allowed to dominate other features, then it is not acceptable, because then I am driving it by my weight. That is not what I will allow you to determine the target. Just because by nature you are different should not be the reason you will determine how the target looks like. Are you getting this? That is stupid. So what do? You bring them all down to a common platform. Now how do you do that? You take the mean of all the values, take the mean of every column, take age, take mean. Do you know mean? I thought you passed intermediate. Right. So you take mean, subtract the mean. Once you subtract the mean, you will have some zero because somebody will be at the mean. Then what do? All the remaining data, which is not mean, you will have to again normalize such, okay, I have to take a small digression here. Do you know what is normal distribution? Do you know Poisson's distribution also? Do you know how it looks? You know that, right? So, you have to ensure that every column has a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of or variance of 1. Yes, no. Do you know what is variance? What is variance? Don't give me a formula. Give me the conceptual understanding of variance. What do you mean by variance? Yeah, anyone? Variation in the data is obvious in the word variance. What does it mean more technically? Difference from mean. Good. How much different? When I say variance is 1, What does it mean? Well, software guy here. Anybody else? What does variance of 1 mean? When I say you have to bring it down to a point where the mean is 0 and the variance is 1, what does it mean? Figure out. Talk to ChatGPT and find. Tell me, what does variance of 1 mean? Anyone without ChatGPT is also welcome. Okay, good. The number of. Yes, but what does 1 mean? When I say variance of 1, what does it mean? Now I am looking for a slightly more technical definition. Because that is what you are doing. You are bringing it with mean as 0 and a variance of 1. You are bringing that data there. Yeah. Anyone? Look at ChatGPT and tell me. Now we are talking good language. Yeah. What does it mean? Average value is mean. Mean is 0. So what does a variance of 1 mean? Anyone else? Okay. I will not waste time. Hey guys, come on, you should figure out all this. So, what you are doing is, you are basically making each column more sensible or more harmonious. Harmonious is not the word. You are making everybody come to a basic level where everybody's mean is 0 and everybody's variance is within 1. By doing that, what you are doing is, it's like a leveling. You are bringing everybody to a level. Why are you doing that? I just told you. So that one feature unnecessarily does not start dominating other features, or another one feature doesn't get dominated by other features. In AI, in deep learning, we ought to be very sensitive to this fact that we should not allow one feature to be dominated by others. So that's why we normalize, and that's why you are doing standardization. So what you will do with this data is, you will use that standard scalar object, you will create a scalar object and then apply it on this data, on your x and also on your y, to bring it down to all the features to a sensible level. Because then only it starts making sense, where the features' intrinsic quality should come out. See, for you, your expenses are determined by age, by gender, by the number of children. So they all have to be brought down to one basic level. And then we have to see how they influence the expense. So it's very paramount that we need to bring them to a level where they are all in the same range. Just because by nature I am higher, I am not supposed to come. And that will be a spirit in many ways, in many places, and that's at the heart of AI. So we will have to do that. So you have to now do a scaling, apply a standard scalar to x, apply a standard scalar to y, and then you run the cell with probably a show or something to see that whether the data has come to that level. And normally when you depict data, you learn to see data only 8 rows, 9 rows. You know how to see data 8 rows, 9 rows? Just say colon 8, colon 9 and keep polling. See, the Jupyter notebook, the reason why we are putting that in your hands is a very, very interesting tool where you should allow it to explore data and explore what you are doing. After every cell that you write, just say colon 8, colon 10, whatever, and observe what is happening. We may not have that in our exercise, but that's for you to observe.
The original data set X, and after standardization you check the values. Please compare the feature values before standardization and after standardization. Are you able to see the difference? Yes or no? Right? Finished? Standard scalar is not defined.
Anyone executed all the cells
Shift enter.
successfully?
Finished? Got it? Now read that data, X scale data.
Done with the program. Very good.
Read the scale data. Huh.
What does this function fit transform exactly do? Fit transform.
Fit transform in the sense fit all the values of that X into the standard scalar, and then transform in the sense display the values.
Why I'm getting all the values in the range of -1 to 1?
That calculates, no, standard scalar, X mean minus standard deviation by variance. You have that formula, you know. So all the values are getting, you can manually calculate. You take one sample, take one book and pen and calculate. Few of them are still doing. Splitting. You are dividing the entire data into train and test. What is train data? What is test data? Train data we use for training the model, test for checking the performance of the model. Okay. So which data should be more? Train data. Why? For more efficiency. What do you mean by that? More the model gets trained, better the output. Why? The model learns from the data. So more training you give, say I gave you that example, right? We teach you 5 units. So we are training you on all the topics in 5 units. But we test you with some random questions on from those 5 units. Okay? So we can't test you with all the topics that we teach. More training we do, more good performance you give in the exam. Yes or no? Testing is for checking the performance of the model based on what type of training you have done. Okay? So if I teach you all the topics nicely, you'll be able to perform well in the exam. If I don't teach you more, if I don't train you more, obviously our performance will be gradually reduced. Clear? So did you perform that after standardization? Did you do that train test split? So what is the ratio of training and test that you have taken? So the normal standard is what? 80-20 or 70-30. What will happen if I take 40 training, 60 testing? The model does not get trained properly and the results may not be as desired. Okay. So did you finish this? Okay. So these are 4 steps that we follow for any model. Okay. So even if it is regression, classification, ANN, any deep learning model will have these 4 basic steps. Okay. Importing libraries, necessary libraries, and then reading the data set, divide the data set into input and output, that is target, separate the target variable, and then perform some pre-processing. Here we have done standardizing the features and split the data into train and tests. Did you all do this? Yes or no? Is there anybody still working on this? Shall we proceed? Yes or no? Okay. Okay. Now you're supposed to work on this test case. Okay. So read the comment properly and work on the test case. Let's see how do you do that. Okay. So use the train test split function from the sklearn model selection and try to split the data. Once you are done with that, you have to submit the assignment. We'll tell you how to submit the assignment and then you'll be able to see your score.
Yes, I'm going to follow up that.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay, I hope you have done the activity. Yes? How many of you are still pending? How many of you are still working on? Okay, we'll give you 2 minutes. And rest of you, please submit the assignment. The process of submitting is go to the assignment tab, go back to the assignment tab again. In the downloaded assignment section, down there you will see a submit button for that A1 X assignment A1.
Values and dot shape now.
No, that's all. That's it. That's all. When you submit the assignment, you'll be able to see the score.
A1, there is a submit button.
Shapes of train data, test data, X train, Y train, X test, Y test.
just click on that submit button.
Follow what sir is telling you. Okay?
Once you click on, don't repeat click action, just click once, that's it. Click once. In the submitted assignment section, you will see the date of submission. There should be single submission.
అందరు సబ్మిట్ చేసిన తర్వాత మనం ఇక్కడ ఎవాల్యుయేట్ చేసుకోవాలా? ఓకే, మధ్యలో చేయొద్దు. సో లెట్ ఎవ్రీబడి కంప్లీట్ అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ మళ్ళీ రిఫ్రెష్
Till your notebook gets evaluated, you will get a feedback link. Wait for that link. Submit once.
Without any error.
Just wait. Don't click on any other button, just wait with that single submission. We'll let you know. Okay, while submitting, anybody got any error? While clicking on submit, did anyone got error?
Is there anybody who didn't submit yet? How many of you didn't submit yet?
There is a button called as fetch feedback. Click on that fetch feedback. Okay, once you click on fetch feedback, anyone got a link called as feedback link? Only one. Two. The feedback link beside the submission date, the time and date of submission. Did you got the feedback link? How many of you got it? Please raise your hand. Okay. So others didn't get it, right? How many of you submitted successfully? Please raise your hand. I want to know the count. Successfully. Okay. Okay. You can click on that link. The notebook will be opened with the score. Those who got view feedback, if you are not able to click right side in the panel, you will see left side. You will see the feedback notebook. Yeah.
See, if you have error in getting the score, remove that printing X scale data.
You are getting 0.
Can you just open the notepad?
Random state is equal to 42.
So there is a view feedback link. See that you should see that. Once you see, it's confirmed that. Now to see the score, go navigate to the left panel. You will see. You see the file. But you see the link there.
Check shapes.
Feedback.
Random seed is equal to 42 ichara random state.
The path. In the path, if you see that feedback
20% of the
there,
test.
that means that
20 only.
that is
You have taken 0.2.
evaluated and that has a score in it. Now click on that notebook. Once you click on that notebook, go
Why
to the top.
underscore test kada? Why comma
Go to
test
the top.
enduku?
So you'll see the score. Now here the lady got 100 out of 100. Now,
Read that error.
how many of you have seen this? Please raise your hand.
Did you get that?
Okay. Anybody got 0?
Got the score?
That's what I'm asking. Anybody got
Why?
0? Okay. No issue. We are just going to just show you. Just let us.
See, you're just
only for today.
you're just reading this, but you have to call it back again. Extrain whitrain dot shape.
You don't get 0.
Print extrain shapes. Extrain dot shape, xtest dot shape, whitrain dot shape, whitetest dot shape. You're not printing them. See, you're using the train test split function, but you're not calling that. Give dot shape and then you'll get your test case passed. You're just using the function but not calling it. Print this, no? You're not printing that, no? In the Excel, you got 100? Okay.
Normally you have to print all this element.
Yes.
Extrain, xtest, white
Shapes. Do that here. Extrain dot shape, comma, whitrain dot shape.
Some of you are making a very simple mistake. There is this extrain, the output variables on which we are testing. Extrain, that
Okay.
extrain x
It is
is
taking
uppercase.
time.
See, we have given it the top, you have to follow it exactly. That extrain has to be uppercase. And whitrain, xtest, all that has to be uppercase. The x has to be uppercase. If we give lowercase, our test case will fail because we are examining that variable. And the variable we'll check and the variable you have in your program is going to be different. So then the test case is going to fail.
A few of them didn't take random state is equal to 42.
Other parameter, I think somebody missed random state equal to 42 as a parameter.
Most of them didn't take that.
So that has to be
Random state
taken
తీసుకోవట్లేదు.
on,
సో అది random గా జనరేట్
I guess,
చేసినప్పుడు వాళ్ళది షేప్ మ్యాచ్ అవ్వట్లేదు.
split, right?
Yes.
Yeah, here when you are splitting on x scale and y, you have
చాలా
to
మంది
say test size
టెస్ట్ సైజ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0.2 తీసుకోకుండా 20 అని ఇస్తున్నారు.
And random state, there is a variable called random state, which it takes, that is, why is
టెస్ట్
this
సైజ్
random
20
state?
అని తీసుకుంటున్నారు.
Sorry? Yeah. Reproducible, exactly. That's a good word. See, what happens is often the split is random.
చాలా మంది random
Why
state
is the split
తీసుకోలేరు,
random?
అదొక ఎర్రర్.
There are 100 tuples.
ఇంకొంతమంది టెస్ట్ సైజ్ 20% అని ఇచ్చిన 20 అని
Somebody may split it
అక్కడ చాలా ఎర్రర్స్
80,
చెప్పేసా
20,
ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది.
but the 80 that you have and 80 somebody else has can be different. There will be 80-20 all right, but your 80 and their 80 are seeded, meaning will be different. So if they want to be same, because sometimes you'll examine numerical output, we would like everything to be randomized, but controlled randomized, or the random thing should happen, but for verifiability we need a same seed. So by fixing this random seed, this is a very common technique used in AI, where you fix a seed, we will get predictable output. Otherwise we'll have issues with the output.
Yeah. So 3 errors that we have observed here is, as sir told, x capital. Okay, you are taking the x capital and small. And when we say 20% of test data, take it as test size is equal to 0.2, not 20. Few of them has taken it as 20. It is not 20, you have to take it as 0.2. And then the third error is random state. Okay, these are the 3 possibilities of error that we have observed. Okay, use proper wordings. Okay, when you take capital X, when you are reading the features, use that capital X for train and test declaration also. Now after doing this, is there any errors? Still errors?
It has improved. Yeah, but still we are having not everybody getting 100.
Okay, guys, I hope you are correcting yourself with the follow-up what we have discussed now. When you click on submit, it takes time to get feedback. Submit and you can just leave.